Welcome back to Rainbow Nation Radio, where we explore South Africa through American eyes. I'm Chris.
And I'm Jessica.
Today we're diving into a deeply troubling video released by the YouTube channel Citizen Concerned. Their latest episode was not only shocking, but crossed lines of decency and fairness, descending into underhanded attacks and blatant racism. Let's break down why this so-called journalism needs to be called out.
Imagine a YouTube channel that started as a watchdog for government accountability, but instead became a megaphone for racism and cheap shots. That's exactly what we're diving into today with the story of Citizen Concerned in South Africa.
Yeah, Jessica. Citizen Concerned started as a platform supposedly aimed at critiquing government policies, particularly the ANC and socialist-leaning parties. Their motto, "Beware the comrades," suggested a focus on accountability and constructive criticism. But over time, it's become a smokescreen for thinly veiled racism and cheap insults, as evidenced by this latest episode.
I watched the YouTube video, and one of the most absurd moments in the video was when the host, Katlego, insinuated that voters supported Duduzile Zuma not for her political beliefs or affiliations, but because of provocative pictures she posted on social media. I mean, come on. How disconnected from reality can you get?
Exactly. Let's get one thing straight. MK voters did not cast their ballots for Duduzile's social media posts. Many voted because of a shared political history with former President Jacob Zuma, who represents a faction of ANC supporters disillusioned with neoliberal policies. To reduce their choice to something so superficial is an insult to their intelligence and agency.
And then there's Darren Campher, who Citizen Concerned dragged through the mud. Calling him a digital prostitute and equating his OnlyFans presence to moral decay was such a low blow. The fact that they're criticizing him when he joined the MK party after the elections is just ridiculous. He wasn't even on the ballot.
You're absolutely right. And here's where it gets even more twisted. Citizen Concerned openly advocates for libertarian values, which emphasize individual freedom and limited government interference. So, why attack Darren for exercising his personal freedom to leverage OnlyFans as a source of income? Isn't that the very embodiment of libertarian ideals?
It's the height of hypocrisy. They claim to champion capitalism and individual liberty, yet they vilify Darren for using a legal platform to support himself. It's like they only support freedom when it aligns with their narrow worldview.
And then they turned their attacks on black women. That part made my blood boil. Using footage of a women's event featuring dancing and buttock exercises to denigrate and stereotype black women? It's disgusting. How can they even justify that?
They can't. Criticizing women for dancing and exercising, whether for fitness or cultural expression, is neither journalism nor constructive criticism. It's misogynistic and racist drivel. Dancing and celebrating one's culture is a vital part of South African identity. To frame it as immoral is ignorant and deeply harmful.
And let's not forget their attack on Muvhango and its audience. Insulting a family show that has been a cultural staple for over 2 decades is just petty. The majority of its viewers are Venda-speaking South Africans, and to suggest they're somehow less intelligent for enjoying the show is not just disrespectful, it's blatantly racist.
It gets even more ridiculous when you consider Katlego's comment about canceling DSTV subscriptions because of a scene from Muvhango. The clip they used showed a perfectly modest and beautiful woman, fully clothed in jeans with a narrow waist. To suggest this is a reason to cancel DSTV is ludicrous. Nobody cancels their DSTV subscription over a scene like that. If anything, DSTV's real issues are its exorbitant costs and repetitive content. If people are canceling, it's because of those reasons, not a clip from a long-running family show.
Exactly. Katlego's take here was not only extreme, but also wildly out of touch with reality. DSTV airs far worse content, including violent movies and controversial shows.
True. If Citizen Concerned truly cared about media ethics or content quality, they'd be critiquing those aspects instead of launching baseless attacks on a beloved cultural institution.
And the hypocrisy doesn't stop there. They champion capitalism and libertarianism, but their actions and rhetoric suggest a selective application of those values. They mock the choices of Black South Africans, implying they lack agency, while at the same time preaching individual responsibility. It's contradictory and deeply patronizing.
This kind of divisive rhetoric does more harm than good. Videos like these deepen existing social divisions, reinforce harmful stereotypes, and can even incite hostility towards certain groups. In a country with South Africa's history, that's particularly dangerous. South Africa has made incredible strides since the end of apartheid, but there's still a lot of work to be done in terms of reconciliation and building a truly inclusive society. Content like this video from Citizen Concerned threatens to undermine that progress.
And it's not just about social cohesion. This kind of divisive rhetoric can distort people's understanding of complex issues, influence voting behavior, and erode trust in democratic institutions. When people lose faith in the political process or feel that their voices aren't being heard, it can lead to apathy or even radicalization. That's the last thing South Africa needs right now.
Exactly. So what can be done to combat this kind of harmful content? It starts with education. Media literacy is essential. People need to recognize bias, fact-check claims, and think critically about the content they consume. Stronger self-regulation within the media industry is also vital. Platforms like YouTube, where Citizen Concerned posts its content, need to take more responsibility for the impact of what they're hosting.
But we also have to be careful not to veer into censorship. It's a delicate balance between protecting free speech and preventing the spread of harmful misinformation.
Yeah, Chris. Platforms, for example, could do more to promote responsible, fact-based content and provide context or corrections when false or misleading information is shared. And as media consumers, we have a responsibility to be discerning about what we watch, share, and engage with online.
Actively seeking out diverse perspectives is so important, especially on complex issues like South African politics. It's easy to get stuck in an echo chamber, only hearing views that align with our own. But the more we expose ourselves to different viewpoints and engage in respectful dialogue, the better equipped we'll be to navigate complex political landscapes.
Well, this has certainly given us a lot to think about. And the key takeaway here is that we all have a role to play in promoting responsible media and political discourse. By being more thoughtful about what we create, share, and engage with, we can help build a more informed and cohesive society, not just in South Africa, but around the world.
That's a great note to end on. Thanks for this important discussion.
Absolutely. To our listeners, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to join the conversation. Your voice matters, and together we can push for better accountability and inclusivity. Stay curious, stay kind, and we'll see you next time on Rainbow Nation Radio, where we explore South Africa through American eyes.